Good morning. Welcome to Satsang. If it is yourself that you search, or if you want to know what's the background of everything, you have absolutely, but really absolutely nothing to do. The thing is, we have been so identified with activities. At the first moment to be born, the activity, the energy, the amazing power of moving and creation and all that is overwhelming all our body and thoughts and feeling. So we are used to that. We are used to make effort to attain things and like that. So in Satsang, as it is not about believing I am somebody only, it's about I search for myself, means I search for my beingness or deep beingness, or what is the background of everything. Here you have not to do anything. You let the sensation of movements, no, it's not it, it is the expression of it, but as you want to realize what is, you don't go there for a moment. And they are just impressions, movements of the creation itself. It creates like itself like this. And I would even say that the movement to meditate is as veiling, looks like veiling as much as to be active. Because there is this attitude, oh, I have to go in, or I let everything go by itself, but the idea of I am meditating to see myself, to realize myself, is already wrong. So you include that attitude, that movement of meditation, even in not this and not that. If I'm not clear enough, please ask. If you are not clear enough, please ask. Yeah. For that also, probably you have to be reminded that it's not somebody who will realize. And if it is so, it will be a state of realization which comes and goes like anything else attained by someone. So it's not it. That's why there is nothing to do here. There is nobody capable to do anything here. There is nobody even existing here. So the mind bases its existence on movements. Let it be out, let it be in, is the mind. It is an expression, limited expression of... Limited expression means any expression is limited. creates time and space from what you are. And that's how you see the life, even if it has been seen. I use terms which are not correct, but I don't know what to use. Seen is not through the eyes, but even if it has been seen, the life of the one who is expressing, who is born and all that, will continue what it carried by birth. So, as everything is that, there is no transformation necessarily happening which fits your concept of enlightenment in the life. So life continues, original and unique for everyone. And whatever it expresses in the life, it's that anyway. So live your life. And when this has been seen, here and there, I don't know even how to say, because when you are born and you suddenly are conscious, oh, I am a human being, you know, do you have to remember that? I have no idea. It is such a fact. So like this. Like this. So don't care about identification or no identification. When you search, if you still search, I find that the indication neti, not this, not that, is the best tool as long as the mind is powerful.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to ask about like whenever I take this moment to just look inside.
Yeah.
How you indicate this split second, there isn't anybody to be found.
Yeah. That's it. That's what you are.
Can I continue?
But
it's just a clarification about that.
But are you aware that the need of clarification is because the mind wants to own what he can never own, what he can never know? But I'm listening.
Because you say when there's an experiencer, you often say like there's someone in the life.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like, even because I cannot really confirm that there's a someone, it's just like all those impressions, and like even now the one that is talking to you that has all these qualities that can be described, it's just another experience and not really a solid someone speaking to you, right?
Oh, I would not say so. If you can speak of experiences and all, there is a solid I I am someone, I am what I appear. Otherwise, why would he even express the experiences? This is a solid base. We make it solid. We make it solid. Now, if you question that base, then it's questioned. So
this solidity is in the belief of it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you still come to Satsang. You still search, maybe not like before. Now you need probably some confirmation rather than knowing something new. But still, it is the play of the mind, very subtle. But be aware that it is a play of the mind. So you still do something. Maybe you have to understand better, clarify, or to be clarified, or to be confirmed, but it's the mind. It's the preoccupation of the mind, isn't it?
Which is somehow another experience, right? It can be described as something happening, this mind and even this platform, like even the unclarity.
Yeah, what did you say in the beginning? Yeah, this platform, this clarity, what did you say?
That it's another experience somehow.
Yes, it is. It is. You define yourself this way now. Because I am somebody is not questioned probably. Because you see, it's not because you question who am I. Some people even have retreats without sleep, trying to tell again and again who am I. Not in works. You may have different experiences, but it's this who am I, it's not necessarily put in this way. It's really, even neti is an who am I, you see? Because whatever appears, it's not it. I am what appears, but as someone. It's not the background, or it is the background, but seen in a limited way. So it's not yet realized that I am this background without differentiations and so on. But what is exactly your question? Where you need a clarification?
When we were in Koyo on Friday,
yeah,
somehow maybe you or I mentioned Tony Parsons.
Yeah.
And then actually I listened to him on the weekend.
Okay.
And then he said, he was speaking to people in the room, and then he said, actually there's not a single person in this room. Like there's nobody in this whole room.
Yeah, if he speaks of what is, if he wants to try to describe what everybody is in reality, he can speak like this.
It really spoke a lot to me. Like it really struck me. And
yeah, but at the same time, he speaks to whom then? Okay, it's an indication. It's an indication as a teacher to tell to the students, look, you are not only what you think you are. There is nobody here. But to say there is nobody in this room, then what about the room? No. One has to be vigilant. Yeah, there is nobody here. Okay. Bass point. Yeah.
Namaste Ji.
Namaste.
So, yeah, so nervous. So the question of why am I here, and does coming here reinforce the seeking? So it is better to not come here.
Well, okay. Why you are here? Normally it's not to reinforce the seeking, it's to allow the seeking to disappear. But if you have that fear or that doubt that it reinforces, don't come. But see rather than that, because then where you will go, where you will be helped if you need any help. So if you need a help, you have to take the risk each time you come to Satsang to lose your search and to lose the belief in the seeker as reality. They are just concepts, isn't it? And that can be heard just now. Then after you may come or not, that is your own enjoyment or not. So are you still seeking?
Yes.
Okay. So what makes you still seek? What belief? What experience?
Of not seeking.
What? Of not seeking? What is it?
The energy of that. The energy of not seeking, of not searching. What that feels like.
You would like to have?
Yes.
Ah, yeah, okay. So, if you don't seek, you are obliged to see that there is no seeker. There was never a seeker in reality. I don't speak about life here. In reality, there was never a seeker because there is nobody here. Now, what that nobody expresses itself all the time with so many bodies, and the mind makes me believe I am somebody. Yeah, the expression of that makes me believe I'm somebody, till he searches, am I somebody? Only? And when you ask the question is when you dare to question a very basic, deep concept. Of course I'm somebody, I have this body, and so on and so on. So, if that is the base, you cannot be somebody having no seeking. If it doesn't seek anymore about enlightenment or freedom, it will seek something else. So you have to really see that what you attach to I am a seeker, for example, it's a quality too much. I can stay. I is what is. But the qualities goes on changing and are expressions of that. So are you a seeker in fact?
Yes.
So you accept to put a quality to I am a seeker. Why don't you say just... huh?
Ultimately, no, I'm not a seeker. I get that. I understand that. There is
No, don't understand. It's a fact.
Sure, it's a fact.
If you understand, you will get a doubt afterwards.
It's just the energy of seeking is very strong.
Yeah, but you are a strong man. You can say, I don't go there, isn't it? You want to be free or not?
Of course.
Then use your strength. Use it fully here. Not to feel, but to know I am not that feeling even.
Why can't it just come and go? And
Oh, but that of course it can come
Sure.
come and go. But then why do you come to Satsang?
exactly, that's my question.
Okay. This you are free, you know. There is no obligation of anything. There is no obligation even to realize yourself.
Sure.
It comes to someone if he needs, because of some madness of in his mind. I need to know myself, and then he goes the world to hear, and we know. But it's not an obligation. But can you get rid of that search if it is really there? If you can, live your life. Live fully. If you can't, then solve it and then live your life fully. It's up to you. And there is no God here to judge you. You're free. So just see what you really, really want, or with what you feel well, and go for it.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know the human being in whom it happened not to search anymore, having got a search of what is before, is not an elected one, a selected one, or more. There is not something more in that human being. It just fulfilled something he needed. But that is not his propriety. He is not an ownership of that. So every human being is equal. Not equal, I agree, in circumstances. But there is no... To realize the self doesn't bring somebody like more, like an idol. So, I mean to say, you have not to obey anybody. You just, if you need help, and you trust the help because it fits your demand, try, go for it. Because what is delivered in Satsang is not someone owning it. It's just your real self who needs somehow created that fire to be revealed by itself. So that help also is produced, but it's not owned by anybody. Yeah.
Hello, Ganga.
Hello.
So what I see is that I keep, falling into the trap of searching and wanting to, or dropping the search, wanting to go back to live my life. But in living my life, I feel as if I'm falling into old concepts again. So it's as if nothing's really satisfying me, neither the search nor going back to live my life. Also in these weeks here, I very clearly see that, okay, go back and live your life. But it's whenever the attention goes to the mind, it's not satisfying. So,
yeah, but you know, the search that you made is still in the mind, still in the life, because you say, I would like to be somebody. Finally, it's what you say. But having a no search, you have to question if there is anybody in reality. Because you can have a life without search. I mean, you will have always some search, but without this search, then what? You have to question the seeker. Because now you question and you work on the seeking, on the seen, on the experiencing, not on the experiencer. That's why it doesn't work.
yeah, there's just again and again this being attached to a person instead of.
But you see, when you say attached to a person, again you speak of a quality, of an experience. So what? You will become detached, then what? I'm still somebody detached. It will not solve anything.
Yeah.
So the real question is really to question, I. Who am I? Oh, then you will have many, many answers. And then to all those answers you say, not this, not that. At least for a while. It can be this way. Just to show you that you still question around what is glued to I am someone. Nobody said that I who will live in this life will be detached. Nobody said this is it. No, who cares about that? In this life, you have to try to solve, if you have important problems, solve problems of this life, for this life, with the tools of this life. For Satsang, it's other tools. So don't mix. You know what? The only problem is confusion. So try to hear. And I know there is this concept that or when I realize, then my life will be solved. Forget it. No concept is valuable here.
So it's more like how to get out of that confusion.
Yes, if you want so, but not that I will become clear then. You cannot play with the mind here. The mind is not a help here. That's why people don't say, have a very good understanding and all that. No, they say, wake up and roar. Or roar and then you wake up. It's something else, you know. It's really something else. Mm. Yeah.
Thank you. I feel very emotional, like, I don't know, something breaking in me.
Mm. Take your time.
Part of me feels like I've been searching God in the wrong places, instead of just being. Instead of just being.
Yes. But you see it now.
Yes. At the same time, it's the mind that kind of the attachment to the idea about life, and it's like part of me is still trying to understand what it means then to be alive, to live, to what means life. If I was in a constant search, constant longing and trying to be more and connect more.
But
and
you see,
transform more in a way.
to be yourself, you don't have to speak of connecting and all that. It's a fact. I am always what is, and because of what is, that you can call God if you like, but absolutely without form and names. It's what I am. In fact, it's really what I am. And all the rest is about living, transformation and all that. And there you can speak of connecting, sure. Then I connect to my real feeling, to my deep something, and so on. And if this doesn't happen the way you want, you can be helped in this field, you see, which is the field of emotions and all that of someone. Am I clear?
Getting there. But I guess my mind is trying to understand so what it means to live like, because for example, when I look at the trees and I look at the creation,
Yeah.
it's constant flow, it's constant
Yeah.
movement,
Absolutely.
and
Like us.
by what it means without the searching, like what I was,
Which search? The search of
like
God?
being in action, being in
Mm.
achieving goals, creating life,
Mm.
and at the same time not have this attachment, not have this being more in the present moment rather than constantly in the mind thinking like I need to do something, I need to go that way or that direction.
You can do both, huh? In this time and space, there is place for both. You are very active. After your activity, you can just be like a tree. And then again, you will be active. This is life. This is the life. One doesn't exclude another. It's a way of living.
But I guess what is the way or what it means to be, don't get into the trap of of doing, but I guess being more in acceptance of the natural flow. I don't know, it's just
If you cannot see it by yourself, be helped. But I can't help you because I am prior to the flow. What I try to indicate is what is. It's prior to the flow. The flow is the expression, the creation of that. So I am not mixing both fields.
no. Yeah, I'm not sure if I still fully understand or
I think you have a search, no doubt. And maybe it is not so clear because it looks you would like to be at peace and to be happy with the real flow of life.
but at the same time,
Yeah.
at the same time, I feel that there is this structure, right? There is
This what?
structure of this reality, which is, creating something in a physical, right? Like.
Yeah, that's what I speak about. Yeah,
Yes.
the flow is in that creation, sure. So you are searching a kind of total harmony or peace with this flow of life.
I think so.
Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
Yeah.
kind of being,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess, in the present and not so attached to the mind, but at the same time living this life. And
I
It's-
know. For me, it's like that search you have, of course. It's a real deep search. And maybe it means also, oh, I would like to really know what is if there is any background to all these things, you see, or before trying to be in harmony with everything. So I cannot answer you because I'm not a specialist in it, how to be harmonious with the flow. But I can tell you that there is also this search, which is, but who am I first, before all this creation happened? Is there anything else before? Is there anything else which sustains that? Is there an essence of things? You see? So there I try to point out, yes, and you are it already. You always have been it. And when that is a clear fact, suddenly a clear fact, then the life you have in this body-mind will have its flow, and that will be very different from everyone, not necessarily totally harmonious as you have the concept of it or as you think, but then you don't have, you know why. It's because life is dual and it's like that and whatever, and each life is different. Some are more looking like harmonious than others, but that is, let's say, in the domain of qualities. So I cannot help you about qualities. People are there to help you about qualities of life. Do I prefer to tell you that, you see? Yeah.
Thank you. I think
maybe some clarity there.
the background you
Yeah.
mentioned, I
Yeah.
think that speaks a lot in me as a
Yes,
truth.
I
and
think it is the same search, but you don't, you mix a bit to be harmonious in life and to realize
Yes.
the background.
Yes.
And of course, there is no separation in fact, but if you have not yet realized the background, means what is, we have to deny for a while, for a split second, we have to deny all this flow of its creativity. Yeah. That's all, you know. And then the question of harmony in life may not arise as something you can do, it happens or not, and so on. And it's not separate from what is also.
I think it's a part of every form of life, right? That's how I feel it.
Every form of life is an expression of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
I think sometimes I get a bit caught up or confused with knowing the background and then the feeling of that in the system.
Mm-hmm.
So it can be very blissful,
Sure.
and it can also get very overwhelming, or
Yes.
something catches and
Yeah,
that
sure.
becomes overwhelming.
Yeah.
So do I also say to that, not this?
You know that it's an expression.
Yeah.
It's the experience of someone. Of course, the difference with, let's say, a joy because of an object, or this joy, it's called bliss because there is no object. It looks like it's more direct, more like a first rising. But still it's a rising, isn't it?
Yes.
And if there is a rising, there is someone experiencing it.
Yes.
So, not to confuse, you can say, of course, not this also.
Okay.
But when it comes, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
will leave you anyway. It will disappear and change. Go on changing. But very good to know it's an expression still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You see, somebody can be in bliss or in samadhi or in all those experiences which are not related to the world, to this apparent world, apparently, but it is related to the inner world. And so there is always someone There is always someone. And the background is when that's what I am, and from there the someone rises with any experience. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sometimes it feels like that this is depending on the body, since the body is searching and experiencing and realizing.
Yeah. If it was
but the body is also seen.
Of course. And you speak about it.
So it cannot be dependent on it.
It cannot be. You confuse that with the experience of it.
Yes.
Okay. But not now, because you hear it.
Yes.
This is the drama of the seekers, you see. They suddenly attain an experience of looks like that and bliss and all that, even of beingness and I'm not there and all those things. But then, who knows it? Actually, you are obliged, really obliged to see there is still someone. And that's why I say the drama, because the seeker, not knowing it, thinks one day this will be permanent. When I am, I don't know what, more better or whatever, more lucky or more transformed or what. But you see, as an experience, it has a span of the life. It cannot be permanent. So, but that has a big consequence, because if you confuse the experience for it, then you are still a seeker. You are still searching something which is permanent. So what you are has no cause. You are it from ever and forever. It's here. And all the rest is a rising, where there is attached a cause. Oh, and the cause of bliss, we say, oh, it's what I am is the cause of my bliss. But then you see, it's the body or the mind or the feeling who experiences it, of someone in the body-mind, sure. So it's not yet it. It's without cause. It is. Yeah. And then, as a person, you may feel and have experiences of that at times. Yeah. Yeah. So the efforts for those who try to maintain a certain kind of experience is an utopia. They may be successful for a few weeks or a few months or a few years more, but that's it. And when it goes, it's the big drama because of that confusion. So Yeah. Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I find this question arising, is the transcending of this choiceless, like is the transcending of this confusion just arising in the same way everything else arises, in that we don't really, it's not a choice.
It is not arising.
It's
That's why it is said it's not an experience, but of course the mind doesn't know what it means. It's just a fact which has always been there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is called the realization, I guess. Yeah, so what is the question?
I think my question is, why, maybe this is a futile question, but why does this search come?
In fact, it's not fertile probably, but I cannot answer you.
Yes.
It's because it expresses itself all the time. It is in the expression of itself. Yeah. In this duality, this apparent world, everything can be questioned, isn't it? Everything needs a meaning, an answer. Yeah. What's going on? Yes.
It's pulling.
Ah, that's why. Thank you. Yeah, so you know, Satsang doesn't give always answers to questions, but what it can do is to remove the importance of a question, even when it looks essential. Yeah. Not by suppression or whatever, just by the split-second fact of what is.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just something arose now about you know, people suggest that you rest, the mind gets rested in the background in yourself. There's a resting, and I know that's an experience of that. So I'm not really talking about the experience of a doing it,
Yeah.
but the sense of that there's this resting of the mind. So the mind you speak of being quiet, so the mind gets quieter.
Yeah.
When it rests, there's a resting in itself.
Mm-hmm.
I know maybe I'm trying to look for something to hold on to in this, but I just felt because to me that feels like a true kind of...
Yeah, I know. It's a true rest.
Yeah.
I mean that.
Kind of.
Yeah, a true rest for some times.
Yeah, it's not.
It
like
happens here, no? It happens in your life. That rest of the mind. It happens in your life.
Yeah.
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 So it's in your life.
Yeah, well, I know it's a coming and a going thing, but it's.
Yeah.
But in terms of it being a quietening of the mind, as not looking for it. Oh, I can't.
I think we understand each other.
Yeah.
It's just that I want to say, the quiet mind, it happens in your life now. It can happen. You speak about it, and it's very. It's like such a benefit, such a blessing also in the life. To have a resting moment of a rest of mind is a real blessing. We know that. Okay, but it's still part of the experiences. That's why it is not permanent. And that's why there is still a mind. an active mind and a quiet mind. Yeah? So it comes and goes, sure, but there is not a single experience more real than another. It's all from this creation, happening in the creation. Yeah? It clear?
Yeah, but when you say more real, yes, but when you say there's a blessing in having a quiet mind, I mean,
A blessing in your life.
yeah,
Life is also a blessing, no? It's not always the opposite. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, in that way. It's a luck. Or you made effort for it and it's a reward. It's,
Yeah,
if you prefer.
but what the truth is that that's really got no value over any other experience. That's what you just said. There's no.
As reality, no.
Yeah.
No, because it happens in the creation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what is creation? Is the apparent world. It is belonging to me as I am someone. And that's why I explain again, it doesn't last. It goes on changing. It comes back and all that, but it doesn't last. Because in the apparent world, nothing lasts. Nothing. So, who could see that? Without objectifying it. From where I can see that, there I keep quiet. There it is, quiet. This word quiet is also very dangerous. So you have always to take them as an indication. Yeah. Any sentence you read and you like and you are still chewing on it, you can tell me, okay?
The sentence that nothing lasts.
But that, I think everybody knows that.
Yes, and at
Except
some point,
except the spiritual ones. Otherwise, everybody knows that.
I think there is attachment of my identity to this idea. But if nothing lasts, what stays? That's the question. and then this.
It is linked. The question is linked to nothing lasts.
Yes.
So it's still in the domain of questioning.
Yeah. I guess the one thing that, since I'm here, comes really alive in me, it's the idea about life.
Yeah, that is clear from the beginning.
Yeah. Somehow,
and what's life
somehow
for you?
it's still in me.
What is life for you? What is life? It starts from where? Life.
It starts from the beginning of everything.
It means what? From the beginning of you. From the fetus. Yeah. Before that, there was no life for you. So, impermanent. Life is impermanent. Life and death.
Yeah, it's the cycle of life. Yeah.
Impermanency.
Oh yeah,
Doesn't last.
Yeah, yeah. From this perspective, yes. I guess for me, it's been the death and rebirth as a cycle of transformation, but not cycle of life. That there is still life. It just goes through transformation.
Yeah, okay, but the one who had a personal life dies.
Yes.
And then wherever or whatever remains gets transformed, is a compost for something else, yeah.
Yeah. New form, yeah.
Yeah. Yes. That is, it goes on infinitely.
Yes.
Yes. Which is also an attribute, infinity. Yeah. It's a good image, this compost thing. Huh?
I say one also.
Let's see.
Someone last time I was watching Satsang a few days ago, and someone said something in the line of like I'm not there, or something arising saying I'm not there.
Okay.
And you said what made you say I'm not there is always here.
Okay.
Anyways, for that matter,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
what allows any doubt or question to arise is always here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is great. Yeah.
yeah.
And that's why you don't need conditions, you see, to realize, because it's always here. It's not because you will be the most sattvic, meditative one and whatnot, detached and desireless, that you will suddenly be shooken or wake up to your nature. Not at all. What is, what is, doesn't need any condition. And when it is spoken like this, it is not spoken from a point of view of a seeker. A point of view of a seeker, he knows only time and space, so we always speak of progress and transforming and this and that.
Hi, Ganga. You said to speak out if something really, or words that really struck.
Yeah.
And something really struck what you just said, that infinitely is also an attribute. So now something sees that my mind makes, glues something to what is.
Yes.
Like, the background is infinitely, but if you put that again, you glue something.
Yes, my dear.
To what
yes.
is. It's wow.
Yes. Wow. Yeah. You know, it's very easy, this language. Whatever word is expressed, it's based on its opposite. We speak of infinity because we believe the finity is real, and so on. So we will believe that infinity is real when we discover that. All that is the play of the mind. And that's why satsang is an absolutely impossible task, because a word is expressed, and that's why it is said it's a direction to, I don't know if it helps much, but at least it helps not to maybe be aware, not to make it a concept.
Yeah.
Whatever is expressed. Even this wake up and roar, which is a beautiful sentence, but then it means what? You were sleeping before? No way. The seeker was sleeping. It's the seeker who rose, who gets an experience of enlightenment. It's not it. It's not even it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.